Hey guys, how's it going? Mr. Isaac here. I just wanted to explain the mechanics buckets 101. All right, we're going to go with the three main sounds. I'm going to do this quickly just for the purpose of not taking too much time and getting to more playing. So we're going to go over the three main sounds and a couple stick tricks and crossover stuff like that we could practice to apply to the songs I'm going to show you later on in this video series. So first thing we want to do, make sure when you're holding the stick, we're pinching it like this. Thumb, first finger, wrap your other three fingers around. Make sure that your hand, your bottom of your wrist is pointing to the floor, not like this, because there's no sport or anything in life where we're actually moving this wrist joint sideways. All right, there's nothing. Even when the queen waves, she doesn't wave like this, she's waving like this. This is natural, okay? So is this. So up and down, the wrist goes up and down. Or it can go side to side, but it doesn't go side to side like this. Ugh, see, even me, when I'm doing it, I feel snapping in there. This is where tendonitis and carpal tunnel syndrome is going to come because of playing something like this where your thumb's up. There is a technique. It's called the French grip if you do play like this, but it's more of a timpani. In those big orchestras, those big drums, the timpanis, they're playing it like this, but they're not using any forearm movement or wrist movement. It's all finger strokes like this. But for us, that's too weak. We want to be able to smash the bucket, so we're going to be playing more a matched grip like this. So remember, grab your sticks like this, wrap your fingers around, boom, rotate the wrist to hit. Now our three hits. Okay, we have the bass drum sound. If you're playing a drum set, the big bass drum. How do you get the bass drum sound? For me, I was trying to transfer drum set onto buckets, and how can we play beats starting on buckets based off of the drum set. So the big bass drum, that's going to be the center of your bucket. So your bass sound is the center of your bucket, like this. Okay? Your snare drum sound, the higher pitch, which is on the backbeat, the 2 and 4 usually of the beats, is going to be played on the side of the bucket like this. And we have the hi-hat, the two little cymbals that go up and down together, played with the left foot and right hand, that keeps time for the drummer and the rest of the band. Well, this, since we don't have anything metallic, we're going to play our stick on stick like this. Okay? And that's how we're going to play something like We Will Rock You. Okay, we could add a little hi-hat in there if we wanted. Okay? Stuff like that. We could add different beats like okay. Now I played this little nifty move for two reasons. I don't want to be called a show off. Well, it's half to show off, but half because I don't want my face, if I'm going to play that same speed, right, I'm going to be a crispy face because it's harder to go fast there than to do this. Okay, this takes no effort. Once you get it, takes no effort. You can go super fast. Okay, and it sounds and looks cool. Okay, so instead of going, okay, you have much easier to play and sustain. Okay, it's much easier to play and sustain for longer periods of time. So 1, it looks cool. 2, to play faster. Okay, it's mechanically easier to play faster than to try to play one hit on a stick. Okay, you'll be crisping, and that's not what we want, right? You always play relaxed. So the thing is, how do we do that? Doesn't matter which hand you cross over. Okay, when you cross over, I like to cross over the left hand. I guess I'm left-handed, but make a plus sign or an X. Okay, and the top stick is going to hit. Okay, now what happens? What's the tendency is the stick wants to go this way. So down the back of the stick is going to hit the same stick. So you're just rotating around. Okay. Just rotating around like this. So that's your first 2 hits. 1, 2. Then when you're here, this stick has a tendency to want to go like this. So now you're at your 3rd hit, and then just go backwards. 4th hit, and you're back at 1. So 1, rotate around. 2, rotate around the butt end of this first stick, in my left hand. 3, then go back. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that looks cool. Second, we're going to do exactly what it's called, a back sticking. So when you use the back of the stick, so whenever there's a bass hit, you're going to hit with the back of the stick in the center of the drum. Then you're going to come back with the same hand and hit the snare. Okay, snare part. So if we have just a regular beat that sounds like this. Okay, the most popular beat in rock and pop since the 50s, even 40s maybe. We're going to do this, back, forward, because it can get redundant just going like this. Okay, that's cool, but once we have it like this, might as well, it's a drum line, right? We're bucket drum line, so we might as well make it look cool. So what we're going to do, back stick on the bass, flip over, snare side with the top end of your stick. Again, same thing, other hand. Okay, make sure you practice that to get that good. I'd say practice Uptown Funk, playing that the whole time, then you'll get it, right? Remember, practicing isn't about counting how many times you're doing a certain thing. Count the hours. I never counted the amount of times I played a beat. I didn't want to play it 10 times and then cool, I got it. It's not about playing it 10 times. It's about playing it 10 hours. Can you play it 10 hours? Don't count the times you do something. Count the hours you're putting in. That goes for anything. Sports, working out, working on a craft or something. If you want to be a good painter, it's not about how many paintings you do. It's how much time you've spent painting, not how many. You could probably paint 100 bad paintings in an hour. You can paint one great painting in an hour. Anyways, so again, back, forward. Okay. Next thing we're going to do, this one's pretty cool. I have two other buckets here to simulate if I had partners in my drum line. So if I have partners in my drum line, we're all going to follow the same movement. So now, instead of going like this, the bass sound, I'm going to shift over and play it on my partner's bucket. So the partner that's here is going to play it on his. The partner that's here is going to play it on mine. So we're all going to go together. Boom in the middle, side on your own, then other way. Boom in the middle of my partner to my right, then back on mine on the snare side of the bucket. So you go back and forth. Okay. Third one we're going to do, we're going to mix the two that I just mentioned, the back sticking and the going to your partner's bucket, except this time you're going, if I'm going this way, I'm going to take my right hand, cross over my left, hit the back of the stick onto the bass sound of my partner to my left's bucket, come back with the same hand, hit my bucket on the side, then leave my right hand there, then take my left hand, cross over, hit the butt end of the stick onto the bass sound over here, back up here, hit my snare sound on mine, and we rinse, repeat, and whatever, right? So, boom. Now, if you want to get adventurous with that one, you can put a little spin in there before you come to hit. So, boom. Redo. Now, if you want to get adventurous with that one, this is what you could do also. Put a little spin in there and then hit, kind of like this. Right? And obviously when we're not playing, we're in rest position. This is called rest position. You're like this. If everybody in the drum line does it at the same time, looks cool. Then when we get ready to play, boom, everybody does that at the same time. It looks very cool, and then we play together, right? So again, every time I'm going this way, that means my partner on this side is going that way. My partner here is going here. Now, if you only have one bucket at home, no worries. Just take these two away and play it in the air, right? So you won't have your bass sound, but you're playing it anyways. You're getting the motion. Most important thing, get your motion, okay? All right. And I think that's it. All right, so we covered this. Went over this way. Okay, and then practice spinning, catching your stick, right? You have the half throw, okay? I don't really use this one unless I'm doing something like this. Or I'll do usually the full throw, because it looks cooler, okay? And then you can do that, but always remember, never sacrifice your beat for throwing a stick to look cool, because it doesn't look cool if you're playing and you have to stop to spin your stick. If I'm playing, you have to keep the beat going even while you're spinning your stick, right? Right, so stuff like that, but make sure, right? Make sure you're always keeping the beat. All right, and that's it for now, I guess. So practice those moves and practice to a few songs that are going to come next. All right, cheers.